figured out, or tried to figure out how many hours I've been on stage in my life, and it's roughly well over 20,000 hours in just about every venue, in bars, halls, any kind of nightclub, or any situation. My first band was in high school called the Knight Watchmen. When some of those guys graduated, I got some other guys together and changed the name to Spring Sarah Band. Then I went to university, and while I was there, joined a band called Bar 6. I got my first guitar when I was 14. I've always liked music, like even before that, but once that happened, it became an ambition for me to be on stage and perform in a live setting. This happens to be my very first guitar. And then from there I went to Society of Four, then to Dave and the Drastics, which became Legend, which was probably the most successful of them all. This band was Legend. This would be roughly 1974, 75 in there. Found, just as it sits, well, I had to put strings on it, but he found this whole thing intact, laying in the dump. Serial number 22. Les Paul Custom, obviously been refinished. Once again, it's a Les Paul Custom. It's been modified extensively. And then I went with P.S. and Jamie, and then Denim, and then Midnight Express. Pretty sure if I'm doing this right. It's an Ibanez, which and it is identical to the Gibson double neck. 8-track analog tape recorder with all the necessary gear involved. Have people in the hotel rooms and play Name That Tune. Had a great time in Flin Flon. Have fun in your career. I remember all these people. And so then I converted it into a lap steel or a lap slide. Here's a wall hanging my mother made for me back in the early 70s, mid 70s. I took a few minutes to think about these words, but I think it pretty much describes what music's all about and what it should be. Went on the road, which became Cuttin' Loose, and when I came back from Alberta, which is where we spend most of our time, and after that it was pretty much a mishmash of just anything that came along, nothing really of note. A lot of people have the talent and the ambition, and they want to be famous, I guess, successful, but they make a lot of wrong decisions. And so my advice would be, again, is to do the research, talk to as many people as you possibly can who have already been through the same sort of scenario, and speak to people like agents and management. They're always there to help. They may, of course, try to get you involved with them, but again, you have to be careful who you choose. There's a lot of dishonest people out there, and again, just be careful, and things should work out right. There's a lot of people out there who have done it quite successfully. There are very few experiences that I regret. Very few decisions I've made that I regret. played with a lot of groups that didn't last. However, it was another opportunity to work, to get exposure in the so-called big time. Most recently was blue collar. And right now, still a lot of fun, and that part hasn't changed a whole lot.